Attention to the residents that are watching this on our live stream on our YouTube channel. Please be advised that there is a closed cow session, and following that closed cow session, we will then start the open cow in this room.
Was that, how long has that been broadcast?
Just, what time is it?
7:01.
1 minute.
1 minute was all you know.
Yeah, let me put that up.
So what do you think about the storm that's coming in?
That's what.
Okay, so on the open, we have Executive Director Dave Hallsberg to discuss what we want to do with the Bounce property over at 33rd and Grove. Dave?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Appreciate your time and attention this evening. The Berwyn Development Corporation is seeking City Council approval to, one, reappropriate funds from the Ogden Ave Infrastructure Project to develop a multi-purpose center. This center will primarily function as a senior center, provide after-school program, serve as a landing spot for at-use risk, and offer additional space for Park District use during off hours. The BDC is requesting a waiver of the traditional RFP process to expedite the project initiation and ensure that the funds are utilized within the defined fiscal period. The Ogden Infrastructure Project, now estimated to exceed both monetary and project implementation scopes. Reappropriating funds from this project will prevent the loss of available grant dollars due to the timing constraints that exist. The BDC applied for a Regional Economic Recovery Program grant called RISE from the state of Illinois in May of 2022, and we were awarded $75,000. We hired the Ryan Group to assist us in the development of the plan, and this plan, after getting community participation and involvement, was eventually approved or accepted by this City Council. As a result of that, in April of 2024, the BDC was then invited to apply for a RISE Implementation Program grant, allowing up to $2 million in funding with a 3-to-1 match. In May, the BDC board authorized myself to spend $32,000 of our funds for an architectural firm to develop plans for a multifunctional space in the former Bounce space in the municipal garage on Grove. The project estimated cost for this would be somewhere about $3.8 million, with 2 standalone projects existing within one roof. Project 1 focuses on the multifunctional community room, a senior center after-school care program at approximately $1.8 million. And then Project 2, which we're seeking funds on from DCO under the grant, is a black box theater cost of roughly $2 million. Mayor Lavero recognized the project's value and identified the potential use of the ARPA funds for the phase 1 of that project. The challenge that we have is the ARPA funds have a requirement that they must be contracted by year's end. A traditional RFP process would delay this project, risking the possible loss of those funds. Legal counsel has advised us that waiving the bidding process is permissible under state laws under a 3/4 vote of the City Council. Excuse me, 2/3 vote of the City Council. Delays would also negatively impact on project costs, and any funds not used by this project would still then have time to be reallocated to other eligible projects in the city. The RISE implementation grant was submitted yesterday on behalf of the city and can be reneged upon by us or withdrawn by us at any time. As such, this black box theater and the necessary furniture, fixture, and equipment required it for it was all submitted as part of the one project. The decision on that application won't come to us in October or November later this year. The justification of this is by expediting the use of the ARPA funds to prevent forfeiture. 2, ensuring a timely project initiation and completion. 3, benefiting parties are vulnerable populations like seniors and at-risk youth, which would be served by this. This method mitigates cost escalations due to project delays. Despite the waiver of the RFP process, the project would be adhering to Davis-Bacon requirements, ensuring prevailing wages are paid, subcontractors would all be vetted, minority hiring preference of at least 30% would be achieved, and what we have before you tonight is a rough set of plans that we've drawn up to show you what the space would look like. At this time, what we're seeking comments from the board would be whether to approve the reappropriation of the funds, the Ogden Ave infrastructure project, to go over to the multi-purpose center project, waive the traditional RFP process and allow the issuance of a sole contract ensuring compliance with Davis-Bacon, and C, support the BDC in leading the project to provide the immediate and valuable community benefits that could be born out of this project. As you take a look at the drawing, and I've got a large one up on the easel for you, and you have ones in front of each of you that are probably easier to go ahead and read. If you look at the lower left-hand corner, right here, that's the space where the future black box would go. But the design of this project is really made to go ahead and provide for that future implementation. The infrastructure would all be in place. The bathrooms are designed to go ahead and handle a loading of both the community room space, which is 4,000 square feet, and the theater space all at the same time. The community room space has been broken down that it could be divided in half in order to have activities on both sides and service more of the community. It has a conference room space. The community room itself would be operated by the senior services of the city. And then the theater space, we don't have a defined end user of, so to speak, who's going to be in charge of that. That would be a discussion to have with council. But really the whole point in being is if we can get the dollars available for this project to move it along, not only is the community space wonderful, but then the theater space will really help augment the Depot District and I think setting it apart as well as setting the community apart. We've provided some offices for the engineering department, which is sorely needed right now. And then the space in the community room, it's actually set up right away with a stage and the ability to have all sorts of events within it. The rental market's great for both of these spaces. It was interesting when I was talking to get ideas from others. I met with Fitzgerald's and Will Duncan, and Will was like, you know, this kind of space is so sorely needed by all of us. He goes, I have to turn away many concerts and venues where people would like to perform here in town because I already have a booking. But then this musician is coming into town, and I could have had them at a great benefit. And something like this would go ahead and serve our community well. So I put that out there just for discussion purposes, but Mr. Mayor, if possible, just to get a sense of the council, I would need to see that at least 6 of the council members would be willing to go ahead and allow us to move forward with the RFP being waived. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for me to go ahead and bring forth this at the next meeting in 2 weeks.
Council, any questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question. So this is awesome. I think it's great that we're thinking about spaces for the community as well as specifically our older adults. But I just wanted to ask the question of why we're focusing on calling it the Berwyn Senior Center. Like, what other services are we thinking are going to be present in this building? Because it does seem like a very much a multi-purpose use space.
We can call it anything.
Okay.
My original thoughts on the whole project was to provide for a senior community center.
Yeah.
That's why it's had that name, because right now the senior luncheons are at the gym and that affects programming there. And I wanted to get a space for our seniors.
Yeah.
So this has been actually in the works for quite a long time. It wasn't until we fully developed our possession of the bounce area because the business didn't survive there. So I don't care about the name. I just want to make sure we have the space. That's my major concern.
Okay.
Berwyn Community Center is fine for me too.
Yeah.
I really doesn't matter.
I appreciate the multi-purpose piece
Right.
of it. So just making sure that people
And
understand
that
there's
actually
more
got added, as
services.
Dave and I were talking about it, it actually got added by Dave and the BDC and some of the members he talked to, like Joe Fitzgerald, who helped with this project. That actually got all added in after.
Okay.
My main goal was the senior community center, but this all got added in. So the name just from when I first started it, that's all.
Okay.
So my question is, so we'd start on phase 1, which is senior, and then the offices and things like that.
Correct.
And then graduate to phase 2 if we get the RISE grant or if we're going to do something. This
Exactly.
could change down the road, that it's, currently going to be senior services, senior center, plus some office space for engineering, but that theater part could change down the road depending on, what we do moving forward.
Yeah, while the theater space could change, I think you're missing, the after-school program that's being run for at-risk youth. This is going to be a great location for us to go ahead and centralize them, be able to have them in one area where it's able to be monitored and controlled.
Yeah, for purposes of clarification, so we all understand, if we just want to call it a community center, we can do that as we're addressing this. So, but you're right, Alderman, the RISE grant, the theater would be dependent strictly on the RISE grant.
Sure.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, and we, it's been a challenge for us to have this space, because
Right.
it is our space, to either develop it or have somebody in there. I mean, Bounce was good for a while, but, they had their challenges when they were in there, and now it's been sitting idle. So we are kind of out of space in a lot of our older buildings that the city manages, that this would be a good thing.
And the whole idea of adding the engineering spaces and the senior service spaces, because the senior services would also be there, is because we are out of room in the basement. We're actually putting some of our engineers across the street already, and it's becoming more and more difficult. I'd like to have them all under one umbrella, and there's no reason to have that basement crowded like that, especially with the growth of the finance department down there
Sure.
at this point, too.
Where does across the street mean? Where?
Across the street in one of the buildings, we have we have the GSI guy and one or two other from the engineer's office.
Okay.
It's also ideal with the parking garage, we actually house our senior vans. So our van drivers actually start there every
Right.
morning to pick up the vans. And we have that parking structure there and it's ADA accessible, so that's perfect.
Sure.
So currently the after-school, I'm sorry, Marge, you're saying the after-school program, and I'm assuming summer camp, that currently occurs at the rec would now take place at the bounce space?
Not necessarily, no. I think what Dave was referring to is more at-risk youth, if we need to do programming there for something like that, maybe in conjunction with Youth Crossroads type stuff. But I believe the rec would still do most of their camps, and because at the rec, it's very convenient for them with the pool and everything like that. Not that they can't utilize it should they decide the programming would be better suited there, but more than likely, that would stay at the rec for a while.
And so the ARPA money, it needs to be used, actually utilized, or it has to be
It has to be
defined?
appropriated by the end of this year, used by the end of 2026.
Okay,
The problem with the Ogden Avenue project as it stands right now is we don't even have a engineer design dollar amount of what it's gonna cost us. So we don't know that we're gonna hit that. We're gonna have to find additional monies in 25 and 26, which we've already discussed with finance, so that we're gonna have to complete that project, but it's not gonna be completed for quite a few years.
and then, so have we budgeted what it would cost to maintain this annually moving forward, this project?
We haven't budgeted in future budgets, but it's not gonna be that much more than what we're paying now for senior services and that stuff.
Oh, okay, so kind of be a wash almost?
Pretty much, I would think, yeah.
And right now, you've been carrying that building anyways.
We have been, yes.
With the new facility, would there be an opportunity to expand like senior services or that budget with grant opportunities because we'll have a
I'll
specific
tell you the
space?
truth, I had visited a community center in a nearby town, and it's open for the seniors every day.
Yeah.
Every day for them to go in there, whether they're playing cards or they're watching stuff on TV. So yes, that is kind of what my goal was originally. So we have to determine with whatever else goes in there, that if the space is open, yes, we should be able to do stuff like that.
And then we wouldn't need additional personnel because the senior staff would be there as well. Would they be managing sort of the programming for the
Correct.
seniors?
Correct.
Okay.
My only comment would be in consideration of the men's and women's bathrooms, that somehow we include one or two gender neutral designated bathrooms. If possible.
Okay, this is just the first sketch.
Do we know what that total dollar amount is that we allocated for Ogden through ARPA money?
Was it 10.8 million, do you recall, Dave?
I don't recall.
I
It
think
was around 10 million.
Yeah, it was just over 10 million, we're taking 1.8 from there.
Okay.
The theater would stand alone on the RISE grant.
The other option too, for future, is if anything ever happens to the bank building, the BDC would have to move in somewhere as well. So if things didn't work out here with the theater or what have you,
There's a possibility, because there is additional space. Right now, also, the Police and Fire Commission has a area there that's locked down because those files have to be locked. And then there's that little conference room that they designed in there that Dave had put in there that they can have their meetings at. So, yeah, it can be utilized for a lot of different things.
Would this require the elimination of the storage space?
No. So where that storage mark,
No, but that storage space needs to be cleaned out, I'll tell
Yeah.
you that.
Have you been there lately?
that was my line.
Yeah, I know.
So that area where it says existing supply room, here in the lower right-hand corner,
Okay.
that continues, and we're not cutting into that at all.
Since this space has the potential to be so multi-purpose, and we're dreaming big today, we're talking about different ideas that could be included, would you all also consider like a mother's room too? So if there's, community events happening or different things like that, maybe there could be a space for that, just to really make it inclusive. If there's events, plays happening, things like that. Might as well start thinking about just some best practices around like equity when it comes to new spaces for community.
Yeah, I guess depending on the event, again, just so you understand what Dave said about the room being divided, that's gonna be an accordion wall. So that could go back and forth. So there is potential of us putting up temporary things for different events for whatever might be needed on that, sure. Anybody else? So Dave would just like a straw poll vote, because it's gonna come up on the council, when in, Dave, 2 weeks?
If there are six or more that say, yes, please move forward, then I will. If not, then we'll go to a Plan B and come
So
back.
I'd like to ask then a straw poll vote of moving forward with this plan. Alderman Lennon?
Yes.
Alderman Roywood?
Yes.
Alderman Leisure?
Yes.
Alderman Fate? Yes. Alderman Pabon?
Yes.
Alderman Ruiz?
Not sure yet.
Alderman Aaronella?
Yes.
Alderman Carmike?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have for Committee of the Whole. So do I have a motion to adjourn unless
So-
somebody has questions about something on the agenda?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Lennon, seconded by Ruiz to adjourn.
Aaronella.
Oh, Aaronella, sorry. You guys got to separate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
You think we have, I'm not gonna tell you to go, because I feel bad if I need to stay. See what you think you can do. Did you bring an umbrella?
I did not. Where the heck is my wallet?
It looks like it's gonna rain.
Oh my god, I hope I didn't leave my wallet at home.
And then how does,
to see you.
I hope it's, I'll find it. I know. Hi, Gary.
Like I said.
I was on the phone with the wife. Fairfield. I'm just curious to see what goes on. I'm just curious.
Getting around that?
Sure. I was telling
Especially with this.
a lot of I'm just curious about the construction plan, if it's going to be able to accommodate all ages, because you know the difference in the base length, 60 versus 70 versus 90. depending on how- Right. So it's like if it's going to accommodate all ages, fine. If it's not, then like what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna lay it out for. I'm guessing they would lay it out for people.
Well, T-ball, even still, the base is 60 feet.
Right.
So, like, okay, cool, you could play T-ball on that.
Right.
Base just, my daughter's in T-ball right now.
I'm guessing the older level kids will have a different base.
Yeah, it's usually 12 and under is 60 feet, and then 13, when you turn 13, they're at 70, and then when you hit 15, they're at 90.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, like my daughter, she's doing T-ball now. Well, she was. They just finished. So yeah, 60 feet bases.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. Yeah. Like I said, that's my thing. It's like if it goes through and it accommodates all ages, it's cool. If it doesn't go through, then I would be interested to see what else.
Oh, it's good.
What else comes?
It's gonna do. I can't see it.
I can't see why it wouldn't. I think that would be the only thing that would bum me out about it. Is like, okay, it's cool, we go through with this, and then you come to find out, it only accommodates like 13.
Yeah,
That would be,
a lot of
yeah. And so like, my son, they play every summer. But then this past year, they did the fall league too. What was one of the coolest things is that their last game of the season, they played over at Baseball Alley, so they could, be in the actual dugouts and everything like that. That was cool. It was cool for them because it was just like, this is your first time playing on this field. You won't touch, you're not gonna touch this field again until you're 19 years old.
Exactly.
So,
Facial Alley's a nice field.
It's nice, it's nice. But to your point, I said, especially with soccer, it's so powerful. And there's not really adequate space for baseball. And with the turf field, as long as it's done well, you're talking like it's already a little bit instead of taking the water and it's running low. Right. It's gonna look nice.
Look good. Will they just say it's a practice field?
Yeah. Fall turf.
It's from the football stadium all the way to the tennis courts. Yeah. And then across the street, Living Commons is all everyone's turf.
I hear you. Good seeing you. Good to see you, man.
Oh, me. No, I needed to sign something, that was all.
Good plan, Mom. Good plan.
Clerk Paul, can we call the council meeting to order, please?
Lennon.
Here.
Woodward.
Here.
Leisure.
Here.
Fate.
Here.
Pabon.
Here.
Ruiz.
Here.
Aaronella.
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
8 present, Mayor.
Can we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing? We can please keep in our thoughts and prayers all the men and women we have on the street tonight, especially with this impending storm. Thank you. If anybody wishes to address the open forum, please step forward to the podium, state your name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Anna Wagner. I live in the 4th Ward. I wish to address you, Mayor Lavero, and all the members of council. There's been some recent legislation that maybe some of you have not been, or not legislation, but some rules finalized that you may not be aware of that would affect the project that you're voting on tonight. First, I'm going to start with a little backstory. September of last year, 2023, all of the European Union countries have banned synthetic turf with rubber crumb infill, and will be removing any existing synthetic turf within the next 8 years due to hazards that they, from PFAS, as they are persistent forever chemicals that don't leave the human body and the environment. Just to give you an idea of how many countries have signed on to this, it's Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Chechnya, Cyprus, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. The rubber crumb infill in artificial turfs made from tires represents one of the largest individual contributors to microplastics, and these do not undergo biodegradation and persist in the environment for hundreds of years as a form of pollution. Like I said, they're called the forever chemicals because they don't degrade. These include PAHs, heavy metals, and PFAS. They've been found to accumulate in the oceans. We're finding them in fish, fresh water, food, our drinking water supply, and our bodies. We're either ingesting them, inhaling them, or through skin absorption, and they have an adverse effect on human health and the environment. Some of these health effects include reproductive effects, such as decreased fertility or increased high blood pressure in pregnant women. Developmental effects or delays in children, including low birth weight, accelerated puberty, bone variations, behavioral changes, increased risk of some cancers, including prostate, kidney, and testicular cancers, reduced ability of the body's immune system to fight infections, including reduced vaccine responses, interference with the body's natural hormones, and increased cholesterol levels and/or increased obesity. People who are using artificial turf fields, people that are playing on them, repeatedly are having intimate contact with the crumb rubber infill and are thus exposed to microplastic chemicals. They're getting skin abrasions, and these are entering into their bloodstream. They're inhaling the fine particles. These are nanoparticles. And they're being absorbed through the skin just from being on the field. You're swallowing the microparticles, and they're bringing them into their homes, on their clothes, and on their shoes. In addition, PFAS and other chemicals found in synthetic turf leach into our soil and through the stormwater runoff enter into our waterways. Currently, the Water Reclamation District has found PFAS in the compost. They are no longer offering the free compost because when we spread it in our yards, people are getting PFAS through having it in your yard, and in your gardens, it's being uptaken through plants and in vegetables. The EU nations have banned synthetic turfs because of the health hazards they prevent and have mandated that all existing fields are going to be removed within 8 years. This marks one of the first major governmental regulations to address the potential environmental and health concerns posed by artificial turf fields, but I guarantee you it's not going to be the last. Most recently, and this is one of the things that you may not be aware of, it just happened in February, our nation's public health agency, the US EPA, some of you probably know I work there, finalized their ruling on PFAS to protect people from the health risks posed by exposure to these forever chemicals. in communities across the country. PFAS chemicals are now classified as hazardous substance under the CERCLA Act, aka Superfund. If you're not familiar with Superfund, that was a branch of the EPA that started in the Jimmy Carter administration because of the Love Canal accident. So PFAS are going to be regulated under Superfund. There are currently 180 designated PFAS Superfund sites across the country already. Some of these are landfills, a lot of them are military bases, but I guarantee you that that number is going to increase. Under the EPA's PFAS strategic roadmap to prevent cancer before it starts. Using the public health assessment criteria, EPA has determined that there is no safe level of PFAS in the bloodstream. There's a lot of other, I think you know, if you've ever had your kids lead tested, you know that there's a certain level that it's acceptable. Above this level, you're getting into moderate, and then other ones that you need to have medications for. With PFAS, there's absolutely zero level of safe level in the bloodstream. Because of all of this, I'm asking you as members of council to make a motion to delay this vote until you have done research on what chemicals are going to be used in the synthetic turf for this new project, so you can be sure that you know exactly what we're doing to our community and to our children. I'm asking you to do more research before you make this decision. You know, I don't think that EPA is fear-mongering, is what I've heard. This is fact-mongering. Before EPA does a rule, it takes years of research before they get a rule finalized. And that's it. Please, I ask you to delay this vote and find out a little bit more about what's happening with that project. Thank you.
And I have in my hands, from the EPA, the approval of the turf that would be used in this project. And this was given to me back in April of 2024, and I told everybody here the last time at the Committee of the Whole that I had this. Nobody's asked to read it, but I have the approval from the EPA for the turf that's going to be used on this field.
Just because it's approved doesn't
This
mean
is not an argument, Ms. Wagner.
No, but just because it's
Sir?
approved doesn't mean that those do not contain PFAS. So I'm just asking you to just double check your research on that.
Hi, George Lambesis, 3303 Grove, here in Berwyn. I just want to give a little recognition to one of your City Hall employees here, Claudia Ayala. I work for District 100. We had a big project, and our Assistant Superintendent sent this email this morning. I just thought I would share it with you all. Good morning, Claudia. We wanted to extend a very warm thank you for providing volunteers for our literacy resource sorting project. The wonderful volunteers from your organization helped us manage a very daunting task. We honestly could not have completed this project in such a short time without your volunteers! Exclamation point. Service is the task of helping others. Your team helped us tremendously, and for that we are forever grateful. Please extend our gratitude to the team of volunteers. If we could be of service to you in the future, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you, Beatriz. That's Beatriz Maldonado, our Assistant Superintendent, and Claudia, wherever she's at. We really appreciate the help, and this just shows how different government entities who all feed from the same trough really need to work together, and you know, thank you to the city for helping us out, and you know, whenever we can help you out, we'll help you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, and George has been kind enough to keep an eye on this project for us with the development they've got at Freedom over there, and he set an appointment with me with Superintendent Havis so we can discuss the possible solution of the drainage on this field into the existing tank that they currently have. He's checked with his engineers, so Mary and I will be discussing that going forward. Yes.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Corin Steinfeld. In full disclosure, I am the Secretary of the Board of Education of District 100, but I am here in my personal capacity today. I am here along with a couple other moms in the community, and we are here to voice our support for the athletic field next to Freedom Middle School at Baseball Alley. My son plays a lot of sports. He plays baseball, soccer, basketball at the rec. I have friends whose children play lacrosse. Having an improvement in the infrastructure and investing in our kids is a great opportunity for Berwyn, and I would highly urge everyone to take advantage of this. Kids who play sports are less likely to get in trouble. Having a place for them to play, having a place that's able to be used in inclement weather. My son right now practices on grass fields, which are great, but they frequently get flooded. You can't use them in the early spring. You can't use them in the late fall. Having a turf field really provides an opportunity for them to play much more year-round, especially when we don't get a ton of snow. As it is right now, the middle school soccer teams don't have a home field, so they have to only play away games. They're unable to host other teams, so this would be a great opportunity if we have an agreement between the school district and the city council to allow them to have a home field, which would be a great opportunity for them. Many of our neighboring communities have turf fields, including North Berwyn, as well as south of Ogden, there's a turf field. However, this area of Berwyn, and I live at 33rd and Clinton, so I would count myself in that central Berwyn area, does not have a turf field that our kids can use. But the other neighboring communities also have them. Cicero, Oak Park, Forest Park, Oak Brook, Ridgeview, all have turf fields. And so to provide the opportunity for the kids in our neighborhood would be excellent. And I really hope that everyone considers that and votes and approves this measure so that our kids can use this upgraded infrastructure to continue playing sports, which I know are very popular, particularly soccer, in Berwyn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Daniel Treadwell. I serve Berwyn on the Fire and Police Commission here in my personal capacity as well. I had an opportunity to speak earlier with a few friends of mine regarding the athletic field. I'm neither expressing support nor dissent towards the project. My primary concern has to do with the ability for it to be accessible to all age groups that participate in these sports. Specifically regarding baseball, I'm not sure how much we know about the actual construction of the field, but for example, baseball players and softball players 12 years and under have bases that are 60 feet apart. Players that are 13 years old have bases that are 70 feet apart, and players that are 15 years all the way up until adulthood have bases that are 90 feet apart. So that being one example, if the field, if the project goes through, if the baseball field is able to accommodate all age groups that participate in the sport, that would be fantastic. If the field is not able to accommodate all age groups, then I see it being a disservice not only to our community, but neighboring communities and organizations that would like to participate. For example, if we're only able to accommodate children 13 years and younger, then we're possibly missing out on opportunities to host high school travel tournaments and the like. Thus, like I said, presenting a disservice to youth around the area as a whole. So, like I said, I'm not expressing neither support nor dissent, just a genuine concern about how much information we have on whom the field will be able to accommodate.
The programming will be done by the Recreation Director, Anthony Martinucci, and he will do the programming exactly as he's doing now to allow accessibility to all the community members that want to partake in the programs that are out there now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, Michael Towner, 3126 Oak Park Avenue. I've heard some dissension being spoken out in the streets about, that the township could spend the money differently. The township has approved this. It's not, having been in those seats, I know, not these particular ones, but governing in another body, I know how tough it is in this job. You get the taxing revenue from the city, the residents of Berwyn, and you are diligent in how you decide to spend that. Is this project needed? Is this project more timely? Is this project going to benefit more people? That's what you do with your revenue. When another taxing body says they're going to give you money, having been in that position, you take the money and run. I spent many a time going to other taxing bodies to try to get them to do projects in Brookfield, and we're lucky. Berwyn is serviced by Berwyn Township only. Brookfield, I had to deal with Riverside Township, Proviso Township, and Lyons Township, besides state and federal, to try and bring back money to Brookfield. Okay, so I'm very much in support of intergovernmental agreements, and if they're gonna give you the money, that taxing body has decided that, take it and do the project. Thank you.
Anybody else from the audience for open forum?
Good evening. I'm Janelle Moreland. I've been here in front of you all before with Pink Divas and Gents and my board members. We come today to say thank you once again for your continued support. We held our second annual breast cancer walk run at Morton West High School. It was a phenomenal turnout. We were up to approximately 500 participants, 13 vendors, including Berwyn Public Health District, Berwyn Township, Aetna, American Cancer Society, all resource vendors to provide valuable resources to those that was in attendance and those that weren't in attendance that can be shared with those that did come, they can take back and share with those that wasn't able to make it. So I just want to continue to say thank you for your continued support. Thank you for having us. Hopefully we can come back again next year and do it all over again. So I just want to say thank you. And of course, you know, I brought some little gifts. So just to say thank you.
Janelle, you could bring them up to the clerk. Yeah, come on. And you're always welcome, Janelle, you know that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Claudia and Melissa, of course, I could never leave them out, so I have a little special something for them. They help us out 100% all the way.
Thank you, Pink Divas and Gents. Anybody else from the audience? Alderman, anything for open forum?
I've got two announcements, Mayor. One, I just want to remind the community that this Friday I am co-sponsoring with Cook County Tom Dart's office the recycle event, the Shred-a-thon, where you can bring your expired medications, your expired electronics, and paper for shredding off-site. That will be at St. Mary of Cells parking lot, 1428 Wesley Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. this Friday, July 26. I also want to welcome and introduce my summer intern, Mariana Ramos. Today I gave her a tour of our wonderful City Hall and the functionalities of it. She is winding down her time with us. I'm going to miss her greatly. She's been a huge asset to me and the community and bridging resources to residents. So thank you, Mariana, for your time with us. She's just got a few words she'd like to share.
Go on, Mari.
Hello everyone, my name is Mariana Ramos. I am a rising senior at Dominican University, double majoring in international business and also Italian with a Spanish minor, and I just want to say I'm extremely grateful to work with Alderman Reese. She definitely helped me develop my hard skills and soft skills at the same time, so I'm really grateful for this opportunity and to be able to work with Berwyn as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Jacqueline.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Pareda. I'm the Berwyn Township Assessor. I just wanted to make an announcement. I'm having an event with the Board of Review. I'm having a drive-through event this Sunday from 9 to 1. It will be at 1529 South Harlem Avenue. So just please letting residents know that the Board of Review is currently open for pre-filing. So I know there's been, a surge with the property taxes, so please let everyone know to come to my office to, look and the website. I'm going to have events coming up, so please come and do your pre-filing as we're open now. Berwyn will open in 2 weeks, but we can still file the appeal at this moment. So just want to let everyone know that this event will take place this Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Were you able to do an ESN with Claudia?
Yes, I did a robocall this morning, so that will be coming out Friday.
Okay, good.
So let residents know. Thank you so much.
Marge, I'm sorry, Clerk Paul, you had a couple items, I think.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to make the mayor and I received multiple emails regarding this. Copies of the emails have all been distributed to the Alder people. Thank you.
I just had one thing also. I want to thank everyone who helped put the Senior Ice Cream Social together for tomorrow. The Berwyn Senior Services, Berwyn Township, Berwyn Public Health District, Berwyn School District, and thank Mayor Lavero for the opportunity to sponsor the entertainment of our very own Landon James as Elvis. So thank you all.
Alderman?
Mayor, I also like to just say thank you to the Public Works Department. We had a lot of tree damage last week, and they did a fantastic job getting everything cleaned up really quick. So I just like to say thank you.
And just so everybody's aware, if you still have some tree damage, please get it to us, because there was one that I discovered in our ward that nobody actually saw. So we could still get them removed. So let us know right away, because there still might be some out there.
Okay, and I have just a few items.
Yes.
I as well want to thank the Berwyn Fire Department and the Public Works Department, as a huge tree came down and blocked the street and the alleys and the 1600 block of Home, and the fire department was out there immediately in the rain chopping the tree down and cleared the street, so thank you to them. Also, Berwyn North School District in 98 is having their back to school event, and it's Saturday, August 3rd from 12 to 4. All are welcome.
Alderman, do you have something?
Yeah, I'd also love to thank, this past weekend, we had a Cermak beautification project where we planted flowers along the corridor, in the garden beds, and also did a lot of cleanup. And Youth Crossroads came out, Corazon came out, a lot of residents came out, so I just want to thank everybody who participated, along with the businesses in the 5th Ward who gave some, giveaways to the volunteers and gave us some refreshments, but also who committed to taking care of the flowers and watering them and making sure that we keep those garden beds looking beautified. So just want to appreciate the collaboration that went into that, and thank everybody who was involved.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, hearing none. Item C1, please.
Item C1 are the minutes for the Committee of the Whole and the regular meeting that occurred on July 9th, 2024.
I will make a motion to approve the regular Committee of the Whole meeting minutes for July 9th, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, second by Aaronella, to approve the Committee of the Whole and the City Council minutes of July 9th, 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item E1, please.
Item E1 is a communication, a Berwyn Township event request scheduled for September 7th. City services requested.
I move that we concur with the Berwyn Township's request for a community resource fair and festival at Lesec Park, 6600 26th Street, Saturday, September 7, 2024, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. with city services.
Second.
Motion by Leja, seconded by Pabon, to concur and approve the City of Berwyn event application for the Township Community Resource Fair and Festival, Saturday, September 7th, 5 to 10 p.m. at Lesec Park, and provide city services. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item E2, please.
E2 is a communication from the Berwyn Development Corporation submitting their second quarterly report.
Dave, did you have something to add? Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept this as informational.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, second by Aaronella to accept as informational. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item F1, please.
Item F1 is a communication from the mayor regarding an IGA for multipurpose sport field and walkway known as Baseball Alley between the city of Berwyn and the Berwyn Public Health District and Berwyn Township.
I move that we concur with Mayor Rivera's request, accept and pass the intergovernmental cooperation agreement for the City of Berwyn, Berwyn Public Health District, and Berwyn Township for the multipurpose youth sports field and walkway. Direct the corporate authorities to affix the necessary signatures and place it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Leja, seconded by Wywood, to concur with the mayor and accept the intergovernmental agreement with the Township and Health District of Berwyn to provide for the multipurpose sport field and walkway at Baseball Alley. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon?
I am voting aye. One thing I would like to add is for the comments that we had in open forum here, if we can just review those as we go through this with the companies we're using, the product, to make sure that they are approved by the EPA, state, and all the different associations out there.
Will do.
And then the other issue is, or the one thing I want to bring up, is I've had residents in the first ward and other residents in the city reach out to me to vote no or yes or no or yes. This money was approved by the the township and the health district, approving $1.5 million to the city to go to this project. We are just doing the IGA because the money is coming our way to do this project. So I vote yes.
I'm sorry, Woodward?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Before I vote, I'd just like to share my appreciation to the residents who reached out to me with their thoughts on the multi-purpose field. I think there's valid points all around, and as someone who has coached several different sports and teams over the years at the rec, I completely understand how important it is for our children to have spaces to play, learn, and develop. My concerns with the project are not about the field, about us having more green space or having more places for our students or children to play. I think that that's wonderful and we should be thinking about that. But it's with the priorities that could have been addressed with these reserve funds. We spent almost 2 years in this chamber with our ad hoc rat abatement committee talking about the issues in the city, and the residents still reach out to me that they're still experiencing, whether it's in my ward or across the city in different areas. And we could have done something really robust with that money to impact that issue. And so, and there's other things as well that I think we could have done when it comes to serious issues of health in our community with that money. So therefore, I must vote in my conscience today and vote nay.
Ruiz?
I don't want to prolong this, but I do want to echo that, echo some of the comments that were already made here, some from Alderman Lennon, about us being, the money being given to us. So this was really an idea that came from the township. We are just sort of the heirs of the inheritance, so to speak. I am grateful that they're thinking, that they even considered doing an IGA with the city of Berwyn and considering this project that is sorely needed for our community. I as well have gotten different and multiple remarks from residents for and against the project. I've taken all the comments and opinions and information that was given to us into consideration. It's a difficult decision to make, but I trust that, one, our city administration, including the mayor, would do the right thing when it comes to the health of our children and our families in developing any kind of project in our community. So with that being said, I too would like a copy of that, Mayor. I'm sorry that I fell short on asking you that earlier, but it sounds like all these steps were made in advance to ensure that the proper protocols were put in place for this project to serve at the best quality to our community. So the process could have probably been done better from the township's end, as well as the residents. I don't know how many of them actually went to township meetings when these meetings were held and the discussions were had, but it came to us and this is where it's at, and so it's falling on our laps to make the decision whether it's going to go forward or not. And I, in my good conscience, am going to vote aye for the project. Thank you.
Aaronella,
Aye.
Carmichael.
No.
6 ayes, 2 nays, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item G1, please.
Item G1 is a communication from the clerk requesting ratification of the 1800 Scoville Block Party that was held on July 20th.
It'd be my motion to accept this communications from the clerk's office as informational. The block party was held this Saturday, and it was a great block party. I was there.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, seconded by Pabon to consider the communication informational. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item G2, please.
Item G2 is a communication from the clerk requesting approval of closed committee minutes of the whole for December 26th, February 13th, February 26th, and May 28th, 2024, and release of committee of the whole minutes for February 27th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes listed and release them.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Fate to concur with Clerk Paul and approve the minutes that have been released as pursuant to executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item G3, please.
Item G3 is a communication from the clerk regarding handicap application 1499 at 3717 Kyler.
I motion to defer this vote for 4 weeks to do some more work on getting more answers before I make a vote on this.
Second.
Motion by Waywood, seconded by Carmichael to defer for 4 weeks. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item G4, please.
G4 is a communication from the clerk regarding handicap application 1500 at 2245 Elmwood.
It would be my motion to override the staff recommendation and allow handicap parking alongside the residents. Based on the circumstances, it would also be my recommendation that the clerk's office request an update from the resident in 12 months to verify that the parking is still needed based on their condition.
Second.
Motion by Pabon, seconded by Fate to override the denial and approve the handicap spot at 2245 Elmwood, and ask the clerk to please, in 12 months, to confirm that the condition still exists for the handicap spot. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item G5, please.
G5 is a communication from the clerk regarding handicap application 1504, 1815 Gunderson.
It'd be my motion to concur with the staff's recommendation to deny handicap application 1504, address 1815 Gunderson.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Pabon to concur with the clerk and deny the handicapped at 1815 Gunderson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item I1, please.
Item I1 is a communication from Alderperson Aaronella requesting an override of ordinance 823.02D casual sales for the 1900 block of Wisconsin.
I motion to approve the front yard sale at 1900 block of Wisconsin on July 27, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Aaronella, seconded by Carmichael to approve the front yard sale at 1900 Wisconsin on July 27, 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Alderman Fate, you had talked to me earlier about some things you want to take up in your committee. Would you also look at this ordinance about front yard sales, because we have been getting more of them and we have been overriding? So if it's an ordinance that needs to go away,
Maybe
you
we
guys
can
would
just-
consider that in your committee?
Thank you.
Thank you. Item I2, please.
Item I2 is a communication from Alderperson Carmichael requesting elimination of the casual sales license fee, amending ordinance 823.03.
Mayor, I was going to address kind of what you just talked about there of taking a look at the front yard fees. So not going to try to make this amendment today, but I will, and I think it touches 2 committees, so maybe a joint committee or something like that. But I will ask that we make a motion to hold the collection of the fee in abeyance and refer this communication to both the licensing and taxing committee and the building committee,
Second.
or the permit committee.
Motion by Carmichael, seconded by Fate, to hold the fee for the casual sales in abeyance until such time as the committees can meet and refer a recommendation to the council. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J1, please.
J1 is a communication from City Attorney Bertucco regarding settlement of 2019 CH 00381.
Be my motion to concur with City Attorney Bertucca and settle case 2019-CH-00381 in the amount of $113,669.53 based on authority in executive session.
Second.
Motion by Fate, seconded by Pabon to concur with Attorney Bertucca and approve the settlement of the caption case in the amount of $113,669.53 based on authority granted in executive session. All those in favor, on the call of the roll.
Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J2, please.
J2 is a communication from Chief Semaglia notifying the council of the parade approval for the Morton High School homecoming parade.
It'd be my motion to approve the grant permission to Morton High School for their homecoming parade procession on Saturday, October 26, 2024, utilizing city services.
Second.
Motion by Aaronella, seconded by Carmichael to concur with the chief's authorization and granting permission of the Morton High School procession homecoming parade on October 26th and provide city services. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J3, please.
J3 is a communication from City Administrator Ciaba Green and IT Director Frank requesting approval of contract with Tyler Technologies.
Can I just have City Administrator Ciaba Green explain why we are going with this?
Sure. I've been working with both our IT Director, Jim Frank, and also our Finance Director, Monica Martin, on this. We currently have Tyler Technologies, who is the owner of New World, for our ERP system. That's what we use for payroll, HR, through our finance department to run our city services here through the city. And currently, they have an extra module which would simplify things for our employees to make it easier for them to go ahead and view their pay history, look at their benefits, make updates to their direct deposits, and basically simplify things for them, but not only them, it would just go through and have less work for our city employees and finance department also. For instance, I'll give you an example. If someone goes and needs to get a loan for a house, bank, car, what happens is they reach out to the city. The city then has to pull all kinds of pay stubs, check stubs, verify information. This would simplify it so the employee could just go ahead, go onto the portal that through this module that we have would be gaining and pull up the information and simplify things, make it faster for them and for ease. It would also, we'd also be looking at moving and getting rid of the paper paychecks. It would decrease our costs, not only on the products of paper, printing, copiers, but it would also save our staff a lot of time in the whole process that it takes to actually print, distribute, get that information out. W-2s would also be online, so that way any of our employees could just go on forth and pull up the information quickly and easily. This is something that would be a one-time fee to do these updates, and then there would be a small reoccurring fee. So the initial amount would be $34,409, and then the recurring fee would be $3,980. This isn't a new contract, this is just adding a module to our current product that we have. So that's why there's nothing else that would interact with this. Tyler Technologies is one of the largest ERP providers for municipalities in the U.S. So this would be just an addition to what we currently have. We're not going with any new systems. So that's why we would not be doing the bidding system. And I have worked with Jim Frank, who says that it should work well. It would be a good implementation. We shouldn't have any hiccups with that. And then, as you noticed in my communication in the future, we're looking at, for our next year's budget, going into cloud services. And this would allow then for us to add another module to our system to allow our residents to actually view their water billing and their utility billing online, and that way there wouldn't be any surprises. And it would also be helpful, that way they wouldn't have to call down to city departments, the water departments, to look, or come into City Hall to pull up their actual bills and their bill history. So that's where we're moving. We're trying to move forward with technology to better the user experience, but also the provider experience through the city. So any questions?
I'm sorry if I missed this, but are you all going to implement any trainings just to let folks know how to navigate all that?
Of course.
Okay,
That
perfect.
is key. I am all for education, as is our IT director and our finance director. So we will be doing trainings for our actual employees after we trained our city staff in finance and HR first. So
Awesome.
we will definitely be pushing out these trainings to get the information out.
Any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to waive the bidding process and enter into a contract with Tyler Technologies. The initial amount of $34,409 and an annual reoccurring fee of $3,980. Fix the necessary signatures and send it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Roywood, to concur with City Administrator Ciaba Green. Waive the bidding process and enter a contract with Tyler Technologies for the ERP system enhancements for the fee of $34,409 with the annual recurring fee of $3,980. Affix the necessary signatures and place on its way to passage. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon.
Aye.
Roywood.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Fate.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Ruiz.
Aye.
Aaronella.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J4, please.
J4 is a communication from Public Works Director Schiller requesting approval of pay estimate 2 for the 2023 MFT Luminaire project.
It'd be my recommendation to approve Director Schiller's staff approval of pay estimate number 2 in the amount of $14,291.80 to Lions Electric Company for residential luminaire replacement project.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Pabon, to concur with Director Schiller and approve the pay estimate number 2, the final pay estimate, in the amount of $14,291.80 to Lions Electric for the residential luminaire replacement project. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon.
Aye.
Roywood.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Fate.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Ruiz.
Aye.
Aaronella.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Aaronella, to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Alderman committee meetings, Alderman Lennon,
Call it a chair.
Alderman Roywood,
Call the chair.
Alderman Leisure,
Call of the chair.
Alderman Fate,
Call the chair.
Alderman Pabon,
Call the chair.
Alderman Ruiz,
Call the chair.
Alderman Aaronella,
Call the chair.
Alderman Carmichael.
Call the chair. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Carmichael, seconded by Lennon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.